and do other freaky stuff, although only, to her disappointment, inside the midnight hour, because that's where all the magic was nowadays. Not that she was getting to go into the hour at all now, of course. "Sure you're okay?" He went to touch her shoulder, then stopped as she gazed in horror at his composty hand. "You don't normally loiter around the shed unless you want something." This was true. Emily was of the opinion that the shed smelt funny. She suspected her dad kept it that way so he could have quiet time in there. "I'm just all..." She kicked at the pots in frustration and her dad winced. "I miss going into the hour with Mum is all." "Ah," he said. "It was great. We were doing loads of shape-changing practice and I nearly managed the hound. Well," she paused. Nearly, and then all the stupid baby stuff happened, and now she won't go in anymore, and I really miss it. And her." She blurted the last bit out and hadn't known she was going to say it. That, of course, happened a lot, but normally only when she was angry. "Ah," her dad said again in a different tone. He grabbed a rag to wipe his hands on. "I mean, we weren't even rowing then. Well, much, and now she's a bonkers person again," said Emily. "It was much more peaceful for a while," her dad mused. "It was like a little holiday by the sea." "Dad!" He held a still grimy hand up to calm her. "You understand there's a good reason why she can't, don't you? Pookas can't..." "Change when they're pregnant?" she finished for him. "I know, in case of..." She gave herself donkey ears with her fingers and stuck her front teeth right out. According to her mum, Auntie Lavelle got stuck as a horse while pregnant once, and little cousin Artie had always been a bit pony ever since. Her dad's lips twitched as he tried not to smile. "Yes, and there are also serious safety concerns about you going in alone." He was frowning again. "You upset some very nasty people, you know." She couldn't deny that. She had faced off with the Nocturne, one of the great older powers, and defeated her by accidentally blowing her up using a necklace of cursed coins. Emily stared at her trainers. It was hopeless. She was never going to get back in. "However, in a bid to regain the sanctity of my shed," said her dad, "I have already given this a lot of thought and spoken at length with your mother. Sometimes she even listened." He shook his head. "We've decided that while you're on holidays, with appropriate supervision and strict boundaries, it might be okay for you to go back in." Before he could finish, she jump-hugged him, compost hands or not. "Yay!" She squeezed him, then paused and glared up. "Next time, start with that." The enthusiastic squishing had restricted his breathing but didn't stop his safety speech. "Strict boundaries. You come in with me to work, practice nearby, then we'd leave together. Also, your mother has a major lecture to deliver before you get to go anywhere." He fuzzled her hair with his grubby hands, but she was prepared to forgive him under the circumstances. "Go and see her. She's in the studio." "Thanks, Dad." She skipped at high speed up the garden. "Mind my pots." "Oh, never mind." It wasn't a proper studio. It was a garage with too much art in to fit a car anymore. Emily had to squeeze down the corridor, past metalwork sculptures, plaster hangings, and a stack of other piled-up art just to reach the door. Her mum, Maeve, was always busy with her sculpture, but she'd gone mad, making things since the pregnancy. Their whole house was becoming a gallery. She'd even started painting again, and apparently she hadn't done that since the 1800s. Emily's mum could say things like that because it turned out she was a magic Pooka person who, until she'd left the midnight hour, had been frozen in time since 1859. This was before TV or cars or even, shudder, indoor loos. Finding out her mum was a magic, shape-changing Irish woman in exile from another time